Imagine this, in the stillness of your home. A simple act like sprinkling a pinch of salt could completely transform the energy within your living space. You might wonder, what's so special about salt? But for thousands of years, salt has been more than just a kitchen staple. It has been a symbol, a powerful catalyst to dispel negativity and open the doors to peace, prosperity, and balance. Today, on the Buddhism and Philosophy channel, we'll explore the extraordinary power hidden within this seemingly ordinary ingredient. Did you know that placing a small amount of salt in a specific sacred spot in your home on January 25th could shift the energy around you? This is not a fictional story but a profound tradition rooted in the teachings of the Buddha and sacred rituals observed worldwide. Don't overlook this practice. Even the smallest actions, when performed with the right intention, can lead to significant transformations in life. As the Buddha said, the mind is the source of everything. Transform the mind, and the world will change. So, are you ready to transform your living space and, in doing so, transform your life? Before we begin, I have a small request. If you enjoy the meaningful insights and profound lessons we share, please click the subscribe button to become part of the Buddhism and Philosophy community. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we upload a new video. Your support is our greatest inspiration to continue bringing Buddhist philosophy and meaningful wisdom closer to everyone. Now, let us embark on a journey to uncover the meaning of salt, a symbol that bridges the physical and spiritual worlds, connecting humanity to the universe. Since ancient times, salt has been used in sacred rituals across the globe. The ancient Egyptians regarded salt as the ingredient of immortality, using it to protect the soul during mummification rituals. In Japan, sumo wrestlers scatter salt before stepping into the ring to purify and shield themselves from negative energy. In Christianity, salt symbolizes eternal loyalty through the salt covenant. Across cultures and beliefs, salt has been revered as a conduit to the spiritual realm, a symbol of purification and protection. But why salt? And why does it hold such immense power? Let's examine the essence of salt itself. Small, humble, yet enduring. In Buddhist philosophy, salt is often used as a metaphor for simplicity and profound depth. The Buddha taught, even the smallest act, done with great intention, can have far-reaching impacts. A pinch of salt, when placed in the right location at the right time, can bring about a profound transformation, not just for the space it occupies but also for the mind of the individual. In your living space, energy isn't always harmonious. Have you ever felt suffocated, tense, or like something just doesn't feel right for no clear reason? That's when your environment may have accumulated too much negative energy. And salt, with its powerful absorbent qualities, serves as a simple yet effective tool to purify that energy. When you place a bit of salt in a specific area of your home, whether it's your meditation space, bedroom, or entryway, you're not just performing a spiritual ritual. You're creating a profound connection between yourself and the energy of your environment. It's akin to tidying up your physical space, not just removing physical clutter but also cleansing the invisible, energetic clutter. Imagine waking up to a tranquil morning in a room filled with balance, where every breath carries a sense of peace and serenity. That's the kind of feeling this simple ritual can bring. But remember, the most important aspect of any action is intention. When you sprinkle salt or place it in a sacred spot, do so with gratitude and focus. As the Buddha once said, no act is too small when done with a big heart. The role of salt in spiritual rituals around the world. For thousands of years, salt has been more than just a common cooking ingredient. it has been a sacred symbol, deeply embedded in spiritual rituals across cultures worldwide. You might not realize it, but within every tiny grain of salt lies a story of protection, purification, and the connection between humanity and the universe. Let's explore some of the major cultures around the world. In Japan, before every sumo match, wrestlers perform an important ritual, sprinkling salt onto the ring. This is not just a tradition but a symbolic act of purification, driving away negative energies and ensuring a fair and balanced competition. This reminds us that before any significant event, we must cleanse not only the space around us but also our own minds. In ancient Egypt, salt was considered a gift of the gods. Egyptians used it during the mummification process to protect the soul on its journey to the afterlife. They believed that salt had the power to purify and safeguard the soul from malevolent forces. These rituals reveal that salt is not merely a material substance but also a bridge between life and death, connecting humans to the divine. European cultures also hold rich traditions involving salt. In many countries, sprinkling salt around doorways or on window sills is believed to block negative energies from entering the home. A simple act, yet deeply meaningful. It signifies that protection often begins with the smallest details when you consciously safeguard your living space. Have you heard of the salt covenant in Christianity? In the Bible, salt is a symbol of eternal loyalty, fidelity, and unbreakable promises. It serves as a powerful reminder that, in life, core values like sincerity and commitment are the foundation for building strong and lasting relationships. In Buddhism, salt is not only a symbol of purification but also used to create a boundary between the sacred and the mundane. For example, in many rituals, monks scatter salt to ward off negative spirits and create a pure space, enabling the mind to reach a state of tranquility and enlightenment. But why is January 25th significant? According to Buddhist philosophy, specific days hold particular importance in spiritual practices. This year, January 25th can be seen as an auspicious time to perform simple yet profound rituals, such as placing salt in a sacred spot within your home. This act not only balances energy but also serves as a reminder that protecting and purifying your living space should be done with clear intention and gratitude. Imagine this: you place a small pinch of salt in a corner of your home where you often meditate or gather with your family. Within moments, the space seems enveloped by a fresh, soothing energy. That is the power of salt when combined with your intentional focus. To illustrate the transformative power of salt, let's look at the story of a small village in Greece. In the past, this village suffered from relentless plagues and crop failures. Following an ancient tradition, villagers scattered salt around the central area to ward off misfortune and invite peace. Whether by chance or faith, things began to change within weeks. Crops flourished, water sources cleared, and the people experienced a newfound sense of calm. This demonstrates that the power of salt lies not only in its physical properties but also in the faith and positive energy that people invest in it. Another example comes from Japan during the Edo period. In traditional households, salt was often sprinkled at doorways after heated arguments. It was believed that this practice purified the space and restored harmony. This ritual teaches a profound lesson about addressing and resolving conflicts, instead of allowing negative energy to linger. Take steps to release it and restore balance. Salt acts as a conduit for connecting humans with deeper, sacred values in life. Reflect on your own life. Doesn't a clean, organized space often bring you a sense of peace? Try applying this practice on January 25th. Place a little salt in a corner by the entrance. or anywhere you feel needs cleansing. Do so with mindful intention, allowing salt to cleanse not just the space but also to lighten your heart and mind. How salt is used in everyday life to purify energy. When it comes to purifying the energy in your living space, salt is more than just a physical substance, it carries profound spiritual significance. In modern life, where stress, tension, and even negative energies can infiltrate our surroundings, using salt as a tool for balance and purification has become more practical and effective than ever. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to use salt is to absorb negative energy in your home. For instance, try placing a bowl of salt water in a corner of the room or in an area where the atmosphere feels heavy. The key here is to focus on the intention of cleansing as you prepare the saltwater bowl. Imagine the bowl acting as a magnet for negative energy, helping to purify your living space. After a day or two, check the water. If it appears cloudy, it's a sign that the salt has absorbed the negative energy. Simply discard the water and repeat the process as needed. Another common practice across many cultures is sprinkling salt at the entrance of your home. Doorways are where external energies flow into your space, and sprinkling salt here creates a boundary that blocks negative energy and welcomes positivity. Some people also combine this practice with saying blessings or reciting a Buddhist verse to enhance its effectiveness. You might wonder how to determine which areas in your home need purification. The answer lies in your intuition. Walk into each room. Take a moment to sense the atmosphere, and observe your feelings. If you feel tense, uneasy, or notice a dull and heavy vibe, it's a sign that the space needs cleansing. Picture this: after a long day, you step into your home and feel an immediate sense of calm and lightness in the air. This isn't by chance, it's the result of caring for your space. From physical tidiness to energetic cleansing. A compelling story from India highlights the transformative power of salt. A family struggling with challenges, both in work and relationships, sought the guidance of a spiritual teacher. They were advised to sprinkle salt in the four corners of their home and leave it undisturbed for 3 days. During this time, they were encouraged to engage in positive actions, such as meditating, sharing joyful conversations, and spending quality time together. The results were remarkable. After 3 days, the energy in the home shifted to a lighter, more harmonious state, and their relationships improved significantly. This story demonstrates that while salt plays a role, the real transformation comes from shifts in awareness and attitude. Beyond cleansing your space, salt can also protect and balance personal energy. A popular method is soaking your feet or bathing in salt water. After a tiring day, soaking your feet in warm salt water not only relaxes your body but also releases stress and absorbs negative energy. In Buddhist teachings, this practice parallels the purification of both body and mind, helping you return to a state of balance and readiness to face new challenges. An ancient Greek story offers further insight. During a period of widespread illness, families often bathed in salt water to protect themselves from disease. They believed that while physical health improved, their minds were also purified, bringing a sense of peace and clarity. This underscores an essential lesson: the body and mind are inseparable, and caring for both is vital. You can also try a simple yet meaningful ritual. Write down your worries or negative thoughts on a piece of paper and place it in a bowl of salt for a few days. The salt will absorb and trap those concerns. When you're ready to let go, discard the salt and burn the paper as a symbolic act of releasing unwanted energy. For those working in high-pressure environments, carrying a small pouch of salt in your bag or placing one on your desk can serve as a form of energetic protection. This tiny pouch acts as an invisible shield, helping you maintain mental clarity and balance in stressful situations. In all these practices, the most crucial element is your focus and intention. Simply scattering or placing salt won't bring about change on its own. It's your positive thoughts, gratitude, and belief that make the difference. Salt is merely a tool. The real transformation originates from your mind and heart. Consider implementing these methods on January 25th and experience the shifts in your living space and inner world. Even small actions, when done with sincerity, can bring about profound stories and philosophical lessons about salt in life. Salt is not just a physical substance but an endless source of inspiration in philosophical tales across the globe. From east to west, cultures have revered salt as a symbol of balance, purification, and a bridge to deeper values in life. Let's begin with a story from Japan, where traditional culture is often intertwined with rituals honoring purity and balance. In a small village in Hokkaido, there was a family living near a sacred forest. The villagers believed this forest was home to benevolent spirits. But occasionally, negative energies could seep in. For generations, this family upheld a daily ritual. They would sprinkle salt at the forest's entrance each morning as a way to establish a protective boundary and invite peace. One day, a fierce storm swept through the village, damaging many homes. Strangely, the family's home remained untouched. The villagers attributed this to the invisible shield created by their salt-sprinkling ritual, which safeguarded the house. This story is not just about the power of salt but also a lesson in perseverance, faith, and respect for traditions. Moving to the Mediterranean, we find another tale about salt and life's equilibrium. In a coastal Greek village known for its salt harmony tradition, residents gather on the beach at the start of summer, bringing salts from various regions to mix together. They believe this act symbolizes harmony between humans and nature, as well as among community members. One year, a significant dispute arose between families, threatening to overshadow this tradition. On the last day of summer, a group of children spontaneously organized the Salt Harmony Festival, bringing salts from their homes to the beach. Their innocent act reminded the adults of the tradition's true meaning, unity, and the release of negative energy. Since then, the festival has not only been a ritual but also a symbol of reconciliation and togetherness. A different story from India highlights salt's role in spiritual simplicity and purity. In a small village in Rajasthan, a couple often quarreled due to financial pressures. One day, the wife took advice from a monk, placing a bowl of salt in the center of their home. Each day, she sat before the bowl, praying and channeling her positive intentions into it. The monk explained that salt could absorb negative energy and serve as a conduit for transforming prayers into reality. Over the following months, the atmosphere in their home grew more pleasant, and their relationship significantly improved. This story teaches us that even the smallest changes in daily routines can yield profound results. Turning to Buddhist philosophy, salt holds yet another unique meaning: transformation. Buddha once used the image of salt to teach about suffering. He explained, "If a handful of salt is placed in a glass of water, the water becomes salty and undrinkable. But if the same amount of salt is poured into a river, the water remains fresh and pure." The lesson here is that by expanding our minds and hearts, life's pains become more manageable. Much like a river dilutes the salt's intensity. In everyday life, this concept can be applied through small actions that lead to significant transformation. For example, when faced with a stressful situation, instead of reacting negatively, Take a moment to pause and view the issue from different angles. This practice mirrors how we can dilute life's hardships in the vast river of understanding. Another practical example is the use of Himalayan salt lamps in modern homes to enhance living spaces. These lamps not only provide aesthetic appeal but also release negative ions that purify the air, reduce stress, and promote better sleep. Lighting a salt lamp is not just about brightening a room but serves as a gentle reminder to keep the mind clear and balanced. In Western culture, salt is also used in personal protection rituals. For instance, in certain regions, people carry small pouches of salt in their pockets or place them under their pillows while sleeping. It is believed that this practice wards off nightmares or shields individuals from external negative energies. The stories and rituals from diverse cultures all convey a common message. Salt symbolizes connection, purification, and balance. More importantly, salt reminds us that small actions, when done with gratitude and positive intent, can create monumental changes in our lives. On January 25th, try incorporating a simple salt ritual into your day. Whether it's sprinkling a pinch of salt in a corner of your home or placing a bowl of salt water on your table, do it with sincerity and a clear intention. Remember, it's not the salt itself but your mindful actions that hold the true power to transform your living space and your mind. Salt and mental wellness: how to improve personal life. When you think of salt, the first thing that likely comes to mind is its essential role as a seasoning in food. But few people realize that salt is also a natural medicine for mental well-being, helping individuals achieve balance and tranquility in life. For thousands of years, salt has been used not just to purify living spaces but also to help people overcome negative emotional states. In today's fast-paced world, filled with work pressures, family responsibilities, and societal expectations, salt can serve as a reliable companion to help you recharge and renew your mind. One of the simplest yet most effective methods is soaking in a salt bath. Imagine immersing yourself in warm water mixed with a bit of sea salt or Epsom salt after a long, exhausting day. As the water envelopes your body, you can feel the tension and stress slowly melting away. Beyond physical relaxation, salt baths have the power to cleanse negative energy, leaving your mind at peace. The ancient Romans recognized this long ago. In their public bathhouses, they often added salt to the water to help their bodies recover after battles or days of hard labor. To the Romans, salt was not just a physical cleanser but also a way to reset energy, leaving them feeling rejuvenated and invigorated. Today, we can adopt similar practices to enhance our lives. A simple salt bath doesn't need to be elaborate or luxurious. Just a handful of sea salt and a few quiet moments can turn this brief ritual into an act of self-care for your mental well-being. Beyond baths, another beloved practice is using salt as a meditation tool. Create a quiet space. Place a bowl of salt in front of you, and focus on your breathing. In those moments, visualize your worries and stress being absorbed by the salt. This is a simple yet powerful way to calm your mind and ease inner turmoil. A story from Tibet illustrates this beautifully. A young monk struggled with overwhelming negative thoughts during his meditation sessions. One day, his teacher gave him a bowl of salt and instructed him to keep it with him during meditation. The monk was told to imagine that with every exhale, a part of his anxiety flowed into the salt. Over time, the monk realized the salt bowl wasn't just an ordinary object, it was a mirror reflecting his state of mind. It reminded him that all negative emotions could be released if he knew how to let go properly. Salt can also be used in personal rituals to safeguard mental health. For instance, placing a bowl of salt under your bed, especially on nights when you feel anxious or restless, is believed to absorb accumulated negative energy, helping you sleep more peacefully. Another practice is carrying a small pouch of salt in your pocket or bag. In many cultures, people believe that a pouch of salt not only protects its owner from negative energy but also brings good luck and a sense of security. This method is especially helpful when facing stressful situations, such as a job interview or an important meeting. Did you know that salt can also cleanse personal items of negative energy? For example, if you feel that a ring, bracelet, or any personal item has a heavy or unsettling vibe, place it in a bowl of salt for a few hours. Then, rinse it with water and notice the difference. This method is widely used in various cultures to refresh the energy of cherished belongings. A fascinating story from Northern Europe highlights salt's protective properties for homes. A family living in rural Norway faced months of unrest, with every member feeling fatigued and irritable. A local priest advised them to sprinkle salt around the walls and windows of their home and place salt in the corners of each room. Within days, the atmosphere in their home became lighter, and the family started to feel more at ease. The most important element in any salt-related ritual is your intention. Whether you're sprinkling salt or using it in another way, always remember that the true power lies in your mindset. Salt is merely a symbol, a tool to help you connect with positive energy and release what no longer serves you. Set aside an evening just for yourself. Prepare a bowl of salt or a warm salt bath. Sit down and focus on your breathing. In that moment, think of all the worries, stress, and anger you want to let go of. When you complete this ritual, you'll feel a sense of lightness not just in your body but also in your soul. Salt and the connection between humans and nature. For thousands of years, salt has been more than just a gift from nature. It has served as a profound symbol of the bond between humans and the natural world. In every grain of salt, we not only see the resilience and purity of nature but also feel the harmony and balance that nature brings to our lives. Did you know that some of the largest salt deposits in the world, such as the Wieliczka salt mine in Poland or the Sala de Uyuni in Bolivia, are not only valuable resources but also cultural and spiritual symbols for the communities surrounding them? People living near these areas often hold festivals to honor salt, celebrating it as a gift from Mother Nature that brings life and prosperity to their communities. Consider the unique story of the Sala de Uyuni in Bolivia. This breathtaking natural wonder is not just a stunning tourist destination but also a sacred site where indigenous communities perform traditional rituals to thank the earth. One common practice involves scattering salt over the fields before the harvest season. The act of returning salt to the earth is seen as a way to honor nature's balance and to express gratitude for its sustenance. This reminds us that receiving from nature must always be accompanied by gratitude and giving back. In Japan, there is a unique custom involving salt called shiokiri, which means cutting ties with salt. When someone returns from a funeral or an event heavy with negative energy, they sprinkle salt over themselves to cleanse and sever ties with those energies. This act of purification serves as a powerful reminder that nature has the ability to heal and bring peace. Another example comes from the Bedouins in the Middle Eastern deserts, where salt is both a valuable resource and a sacred element in their spiritual practices. In traditional rituals, Bedouins often burn salt on hot coals, allowing the thin wisps of smoke to spread throughout the space. This practice is believed to purify the environment and connect them to divine forces. They hold that the smoke from the salt carries their prayers to the heavens, creating an invisible bridge between humans and the divine. We cannot forget the Dead Sea, where the salt and minerals in its water are regarded as a precious therapeutic gift. People from all over the world visit the Dead Sea to immerse themselves in its mineral-rich waters, seeking healing for both the body and the soul. The Dead Sea stands as a clear testament to salt's healing power, not only on a physical level but also on a spiritual one. Returning to Buddhist philosophy, salt holds a special symbolic meaning in purification rituals. In a Zen story from Japan, a disciple once asked his master, "How can I keep my mind pure amidst the pollution of life?" The master replied, "Learn from salt, for it cleanses water without losing its essence." This response highlights salt's role as a symbol of purification and steadfastness, teaching us to maintain our inner goodness even in the face of challenges. In modern life, there is much we can learn from the way salt connects humans with nature. A simple act, such as sprinkling salt around a small garden to protect plants from pests, not only provides practical benefits but also strengthens our bond with the earth. Similarly, using Himalayan salt lamps in our homes does more than create a cozy atmosphere. It serves as a reminder that balance in nature is the foundation of both mental and physical well-being. Another fascinating story comes from Northern European fishermen, who believed that salt could ward off evil spirits from the sea. Before setting sail, captains would sprinkle salt on the bow of their ship as a way of protecting the crew and ensuring a safe journey. This tradition underscores salt's symbolism as a purifier and a source of hope, connecting humans to the vastness of the ocean. Have you ever looked at a grain of salt under a microscope? Its perfectly square crystals, small yet intricately detailed, serve as a reminder of nature's incredible order and balance. This principle can be applied to our own lives by striving for balance and order within our souls. No matter how chaotic life may seem, salt also stands as a symbol of simplicity and immense value. It teaches us that sometimes the simplest things hold the greatest power. Just as salt enhances the flavor of food, small but meaningful actions in life can lead to profound changes. On January 25th, take a moment to perform a small ritual involving salt. This could be as simple as placing a bowl of salt in a corner of your home to purify the space, or holding a pinch of salt in your hand and spending a few minutes reflecting on what you're grateful for. These small acts won't just bring you peace, but will also deepen your connection to nature and the positive energy around you. Salt and the balance in personal and family relationships. In life, personal and family relationships require constant care and nurturing to maintain harmony and connection. However, just like water flowing over rocks, conflicts and tensions are inevitable. During such times, salt, a symbol of purification and connection, can serve as an inspiration for learning how to adjust and mend these relationships. Let's begin with a story from India, where a family living in a small village frequently found themselves in arguments. They felt suffocated in their own home, and the discord only seemed to grow. One day, a monk visited their village and was invited to their home. After listening to their story, the monk gave them a bag of salt and instructed each family member to sprinkle a pinch of salt around the house, particularly in areas where they often gathered together. Initially, the family didn't understand the purpose of this action but followed the monk's advice. Within a few days, they noticed a lighter atmosphere in their home, and conversations became less tense. When the monk returned, he explained that sprinkling salt not only helps purify the space but also serves as a reminder for each person to take responsibility for maintaining peace. This simple act symbolized that everyone plays a small yet meaningful role in preserving harmony within relationships. This story emphasizes that resolving conflicts in relationships doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes, small, sincere actions can lead to significant changes. From Europe, We find a fascinating tradition involving salt that has been passed down for generations. In German households, whenever a major argument occurred, the mother would bring a bowl of salt to the dining table, place it in the center, and ask everyone to take a few moments to reflect before continuing the conversation. This bowl of salt was seen as a symbol of balance and reconciliation, reminding everyone that, despite their differences, they could find common ground to resolve issues. Placing a bowl of salt in the middle of the table, though simple, carries profound meaning. It creates a pause, a space for everyone to stop, listen, and view the situation from a different perspective. In Buddhist philosophy, this is akin to practicing mindfulness, taking a moment to recognize and understand one's emotions to avoid impulsive reactions. Salt not only purifies spaces but can also help cleanse our minds and emotions, paving the way for stronger relationships. Another way to use salt is through symbolic rituals. For instance, if you feel tension in a relationship, you can write the person's name on a piece of paper, place it in a bowl of salt, and take time to reflect on ways to improve the relationship. When you feel ready, dispose of the salt as a symbolic gesture of releasing negative emotions and starting anew. A story from Mexico illustrates this beautifully. Families there often use salt in rituals to pray for unity and happiness. During major conflicts, the head of the family would prepare a large bowl of salt water, place it in the center of the living room, and invite everyone to pray together. Afterward, they would pour the salt water into the ground, symbolizing the release of misunderstandings and a fresh start. This tradition not only alleviates tension but also underscores the importance of family unity. In modern life, we can adapt lessons from these stories in practical ways. For example, if your family atmosphere feels tense, try placing a small bowl of salt in a common area like the dining table or living room. Let this bowl of salt symbolize peace and connection. Each time family members see it, they'll be reminded of the effort needed from everyone to maintain a harmonious home. Salt can also be used as a tool to foster understanding in friendships or workplace relationships. A fascinating method is the salt-sharing ritual. In this activity, two people in conflict sit together with a shared bowl of salt. They take turns expressing their feelings and then use a pinch of salt to symbolize letting go of hurt. Finally, the bowl of salt is discarded, representing the release of negativity and a new beginning. Buddhist philosophy teaches that, just as salt enhances the flavor of food, compassion and understanding enrich relationships. When faced with conflict, ask yourself, what can I do to lessen the bitterness of anger and sweeten this relationship? The answer often lies in small but genuine actions, such as an apology or a gesture of reconciliation. Take some time on January 25th to try a simple ritual with salt to improve relationships with family or loved ones. You could invite everyone to sit together, place a bowl of salt in the center, and share things they're grateful for or challenges they wish to address. This practice can not only ease tension but also provide an opportunity for deeper connection and mutual understanding. Salt and positive energy in work and daily life. In the relentless pace of modern life, where work pressures and personal responsibilities continue to mount, it's easy to find ourselves feeling stressed and unbalanced. This is where an everyday ingredient like salt, known for its purifying and energy-aligning properties, can become a simple yet powerful tool to ignite positive energy in our lives. Let's start with a story from Japan, a culture often associated with intense work environments. A company in Tokyo experimented with a new method to help employees reduce stress. They created a relaxation space called the Salt Corner within their office. Here, employees could take a few moments to unwind next to Himalayan salt lamps, whose warm glow and natural negative ions helped calm their minds and ease tension. Initially, many were skeptical, but after a few weeks, the results were undeniable. Employees who regularly visited the salt corner reported feeling more relaxed, focused, and productive. This demonstrates that even a small, thoughtfully designed space, paired with clear intentions, can bring about significant changes in mood and work energy. Beyond the workplace, salt can also be used to create balance and rejuvenate energy at home. For instance, you can sprinkle a thin layer of salt around your workspace or study area. This not only helps cleanse the space but also creates an invisible shield protecting you from distractions and negative energy. Imagine sitting at your desk, surrounded by a quiet focus that allows you to work efficiently and achieve your personal goals with ease. Another story comes from Brazil, where people believe that salt can ward off the evil eye, a term used to describe harmful energy stemming from jealousy or ill intent. A young entrepreneur in Sao Paulo shared that before every important meeting, he places a small bowl of salt on his desk to absorb any negative energy in the room. He believes this simple ritual boosts his confidence and brings good luck to his work. Salt can also be used to set goals and usher in new beginnings. A fascinating method is the salt and intention ritual. All you need is a bowl of salt, a piece of paper, and a pen. Write down what you hope to achieve or the type of energy you want to attract into your life. Place the paper under the bowl of salt and leave it there for a few days. Afterward, discard the paper as a symbol of releasing your intentions into the universe and preparing to receive positive outcomes. An example from Spain illustrates this practice. A woman living in Barcelona, feeling stuck in her career, decided to try this ritual after hearing about it from a friend. She wrote down her desire to find a new job with more growth opportunities, placed the paper under a bowl of salt for 3 days, and spent a few moments each morning focusing on her intention. Within weeks, she received an offer from a major company, fulfilling her aspiration. This shows that sometimes the power of intention and focus can lead to unexpected results. In daily life, salt can also help create essential moments of stillness to replenish energy. For example, after a stressful day, you can soak your feet in warm salt water to relax and release tension. In Buddhist philosophy, this practice not only purifies the body but also restores balance to the mind, much like clearing a murky pond to reveal its natural clarity. A story from South Africa offers another perspective. An elderly farmer from the Karoo region shared that whenever he felt exhausted, he would sit quietly with a large bowl of salt, gazing into it while reflecting on the things he was grateful for. He explained that the salt helped him focus and feel connected to Mother Earth, giving him the strength to overcome challenges. Salt serves not only as a symbol of purification but also as a reminder that, no matter the circumstances, we always have the ability to renew our energy and shift toward a more positive outlook. Whether it's using salt to cleanse your living space, set intentions, or create a moment of reflection, these actions hold profound value. Try a small salt ritual on January 25th. Place a bowl of salt on your desk or in a quiet corner of your home, and spend a few minutes taking deep breaths while contemplating what you want to change or improve in your life. By combining clear intentions with simple actions, you can not only cleanse the energy around you but also create a positive space to welcome greater opportunities and joy. Salt and spiritual growth, nurturing growth through small things. In the journey of personal growth, each of us seeks peace, wisdom, and a deeper connection with ourselves. Salt, though small and humble, carries profound spiritual value and can become a companion on the path to personal development and maturity. Imagine that each grain of salt holds a lesson from life. From its simplicity and form to its ability to transform spaces and energy. Salt teaches us that the smallest things can create the biggest changes. Buddhist philosophy often emphasizes that enlightenment doesn't come from grand experiences but from ordinary moments that we learn to reflect upon. A story from Japan beautifully illustrates this idea. In a small temple in Kyoto, a young monk often felt overwhelmed by the expectations placed upon him. Instead of offering lengthy explanations, his teacher placed a bowl of salt before him and instructed him to meditate with it daily. At first, the young monk didn't understand. But over time, he realized that the simplicity and purity of the salt helped him focus, stripping away unnecessary, complex thoughts. This story reminds us that in life, sometimes all we need to do is pause, seek stillness, and focus on the essentials to achieve balance and spiritual growth. Even something as simple as gazing into a bowl of salt can become a profound lesson if we learn to listen and feel. In the Middle East, salt symbolizes truth and loyalty. Spiritual leaders often encourage their students to perform a simple ritual: place a pinch of salt in their palm, close their eyes, and reflect on the values they wish to uphold in life. This practice not only helps them define personal goals but also encourages them to live authentically with themselves and those around them. In a world full of chaos, salt also teaches us to let go of what is unnecessary and focus on what truly matters. A Tibetan story tells of a man who frequently visited a lama to complain about his difficult life. Instead of giving advice, the lama handed him a pinch of salt and asked him to taste it. The man said it was too salty. The lama then led him to a large lake, asked him to dissolve the salt into the water, and taste the lake's water. This time, the man said the water tasted sweet. Smiling, the lama explained, "Suffering is like that pinch of salt. When your heart is vast, suffering becomes small and no longer disturbs you." The lesson here is that to grow and find peace, we must expand our hearts, learn to embrace and forgive, and not let minor difficulties dominate our emotions. Salt also helps us connect with natural energy to cultivate wisdom and spiritual growth. One simple way to do this is by creating a meditation space with the presence of salt. Placing a Himalayan salt lamp in a corner of your meditation room allows its warm glow to spread, bringing a sense of calm and focus. Spend a few quiet minutes each day, listening to your breath and feeling the pure energy that salt offers. An inspiring story from Greece further illustrates how salt can encourage personal growth. A renowned philosopher, in his later years, would spend his mornings walking barefoot on a salt-covered beach, watching the sunrise. He said that each grain of salt beneath his feet reminded him of life's lessons: endurance, patience, and the ability to adapt to challenges. These simple moments, he shared, brought him wisdom and a deeper understanding of life's meaning. For us, the lessons of salt don't just come from rituals but also from how we view life around us. For example, when faced with challenges, ask yourself, how can I turn this into an opportunity to grow? View the grains of salt as symbols of resilience. They may be small, but they have the power to cleanse an entire space. Another way to connect with spiritual growth is through the ritual of letting go. Take a piece of paper and write down the negative emotions, fears, or burdens you are carrying. Then place the paper in a bowl of salt. When you feel ready, discard the salt and burn the paper as a symbolic act of releasing what no longer serves you. On January 25th, try performing a simple ritual with salt. Place a small bowl of salt in a spot where you often reflect or meditate. And spend some time thinking about what you want to achieve in life. Let these small grains of salt serve as a reminder that growth and progress don't come from monumental changes but from small, meaningful actions we take each day. Salt and community connection, a symbol of harmony and unity. In life, every individual is independent. Yet we are all deeply intertwined with our communities, where connection and harmony play crucial roles. Salt, with its ability to purify and balance, has become a symbol of unity across many cultures, teaching us profound lessons about building strong and sustainable relationships with those around us. Let's begin with a story from South America. In the Andes Mountains, indigenous people hold an annual ritual called the Festival of Salt Peace. During this event, families from the village bring salt from their homes to mix together in the central square. This act of blending salt symbolizes the resolution of past conflicts and affirms the spirit of solidarity. Villagers believe that when salt from each household merges, it creates new energy that strengthens and harmonizes the community. One year, during the festival, two families locked in a land dispute decided to reconcile by pouring salt into a communal bowl together. They believed that by merging their salt, their differences would dissolve, making way for understanding. Remarkably, after the ceremony, they resolved their issues and became close friends, working together to build a better future for their families. This story reminds us that harmony within a community doesn't arise from grand gestures but starts with small actions, with intentions of reconciliation and sharing. In this case, salt is more than a physical substance, it becomes a symbol of connection and trust among people. In Europe, especially in Scandinavian countries, there's a long-standing tradition of using salt in meals to signify hospitality. A bowl of salt is always placed at the center of the dining table to remind family members and guests of the importance of connection. A common saying in Nordic culture is, "No salt, no friendship." This highlights how, just as salt enriches the flavor of food, sincerity and sharing enrich human relationships. A story from Turkey carries a similar sentiment. There, when hosting guests, families often place a bowl of salt by the entrance. After the meal, if the guests feel satisfied, they take a pinch of salt to bring home as a token of gratitude and a blessing of good fortune for the host. This tradition not only strengthens bonds between host and guest but also spreads positive energy from one home to another. In Buddhist philosophy, salt serves as a metaphor for cleansing the mind and fostering connection with others. The Buddha once taught, "When the mind is clear, all relationships become harmonious." This suggests that to build lasting relationships, we must first cleanse our own minds of prejudice and negativity. In modern life, we can practice this philosophy through small but meaningful rituals. For instance, if you feel a relationship is strained, take a moment to write down the positive things the other person has brought into your life. Place the paper in a bowl of salt and reflect on how you can improve the relationship. This act not only shifts your perspective but also generates positive energy for healing. A story from Kenya beautifully illustrates the power of connection through salt. In a small village, the community holds an annual event called Salt Sharing Day. Each family brings a portion of salt from their home to contribute to a communal salt reserve. This salt is then evenly distributed among everyone, regardless of their wealth. The event not only helps families overcome difficulties but also serves as a reminder that sharing is the foundation of a strong community. In modern contexts, using salt to foster connection doesn't require elaborate rituals. A simple act, such as gathering with family around a meal with a bowl of salt at the center, can bring a sense of togetherness and understanding. In the workplace, placing a small bowl of salt in a meeting room as a symbol of honesty and commitment can enhance team spirit and collaboration. Try organizing a community connection ritual on January 25th. Invite friends or family for a meal. Place a bowl of salt at the center of the table, and share things each person is grateful for. This simple act not only creates a warm atmosphere but also fosters deeper connections among everyone present. Though small, salt holds immense power to build harmony and unity. It reminds us that in every relationship, whether with family, friends, or the community, the most important elements are sincerity, sharing, and gratitude. Salt, a catalyst for positive change on a global scale. In today's modern world, where environmental, social, and peace-related challenges are ever present, humanity continuously seeks solutions to bring balance and sustainable development. Salt, with its purifying, protective, and connective properties, stands as a symbol and tool to inspire positive changes, not only in personal lives but also on a communal and global scale. 1. Salt and environmental protection. Salt is not merely a natural ingredient but also plays a significant role in protecting the environment. Take, for example, its use in water reclamation efforts. In water-scarce regions like Africa and the Middle East, desalination technology has transformed seawater into clean drinking water for millions of people. This process not only saves lives but also preserves freshwater resources worldwide. A story from Israel highlights the power of salt in tackling water crises. Engineers there have built advanced desalination plants that convert seawater into potable water for communities. This achievement has not only improved the lives of millions but also proved that even the simplest natural resources, when used wisely, can have a monumental impact. Beyond water, salt has also been used in soil reclamation projects. In certain regions, salt is applied to cleanse polluted land, improving soil quality and offering hope to farmers affected by climate change. This serves as a reminder that meaningful change doesn't always stem from high-tech solutions but can also arise from nature-based approaches. 2. Salt and the spirit of peace. Salt carries a timeless message of peace and unity among people worldwide. Throughout history, it has been a symbol of reconciliation. For instance, in Arab culture, there's a traditional custom called the Salt Covenant, where conflicting parties sit together and share a bowl of salt as a gesture of trust and resolution. The belief is that once salt is shared, betrayal becomes impossible. A story from Africa illustrates this beautifully. In a Kenyan village, two communities were locked in a long-standing dispute over water rights. A spiritual leader organized a special ceremony where both sides poured salt into a river, symbolizing their commitment to end the conflict and build peace. The ceremony not only resolved the dispute but also became an annual tradition, reminding everyone of the importance of unity. In Buddhist philosophy, salt can symbolize the purification of the mind, helping individuals let go of anger and cultivate compassion. The Buddha once taught, "When the mind is pure, the world will be at peace." This emphasizes that peace doesn't start with grand agreements but begins within each person. When individuals learn to cleanse their own minds, peace spreads outward like ripples on a calm lake. 3. Salt and global change. Salt is also a powerful symbol for raising collective awareness and addressing global issues. In many places, social organizations have used salt in campaigns to promote environmental and social justice. For example, in Italy, an environmental group launched a campaign called Grains of Salt for Peace. They invited people to write positive messages on small grains of salt, which were then mixed into the sea as a prayer for balance and sustainability. Another notable example comes from India, where Mahatma Gandhi used salt as a tool in the fight for independence. In 1930, Gandhi led the Salt March, walking over 240 miles to the sea to collect salt in protest of British colonial monopoly over this vital resource. This act not only ignited a sense of national pride but also sent a powerful message of unity and freedom. 4. Lessons from the power of salt. What can we learn from these stories? Salt teaches us that even the smallest things can create monumental impacts when used purposefully. A grain of salt, though tiny, can purify spaces, protect the environment, resolve conflicts, and connect people worldwide. In everyday life, you can apply this lesson by performing small but meaningful acts. For instance, dedicate a morning to placing a bowl of salt in the center of your home and reflect on ways you can contribute to a more harmonious community. Or simply share a meaningful story about salt with a friend, inspiring them to join you in creating positive change. Looking toward the future. Imagine a world where humanity lives in harmony with nature, where conflicts are resolved through compassion and sharing. This is a world where salt, a symbol of purification and connection, serves as a reminder that even the smallest actions we take can contribute to building a brighter future. On January 25th, take a moment to do something meaningful with salt. It could be a ritual to cleanse your living space, a prayer for peace, or simply a moment of gratitude for nature. Let this humble grain of salt be the spark for transformative change in your life and the community around you. The journey from a tiny grain of salt to immense value. As we look back on the journey we've taken, you may realize that within the tiniest grains of salt lie profound lessons about life. From purifying living spaces and healing the soul, to strengthening personal relationships, fostering community connections, and protecting the planet. Salt transcends its physical form to become a symbol of transformation, gratitude, and the spirit of giving. Salt teaches us that sometimes the simplest things carry the deepest meanings. In a world filled with chaos and change, a single bowl of salt, a moment of quiet reflection, or a small act performed with positive intent can bring about profound transformations, not only for ourselves but also for the world around us. Remember, just as salt dissolves in water while maintaining its essence, we too can face challenges, turn hardships into lessons, and grow stronger from them. Like grains of salt calming the chaos of a space, every act of love, compassion, and understanding we share has the power to ease conflict and bring peace to ourselves and to our communities. Through stories from around the globe, we learn that salt not only enhances the flavor of life but also serves as a bridge, connecting people to nature, to one another, and to the values deeply rooted within. Whether you're seeking balance in your mind, harmony within your family, or unity within your community, remember that the power to create change begins with small but meaningful actions. And now, as January 25th approaches, let salt become a symbol of a new chapter in your life. Place a bowl of salt in a special corner of your home. Sprinkle salt to cleanse your space. Or simply hold a pinch of salt in your hand and focus on your positive intentions. You'll begin to feel the difference, not just in your surroundings but also within your mind and heart. As a famous saying reminds us, peace is not a destination, it is a journey we take each day. Let your journey begin with these humble grains of salt, accompanied by gratitude, hope, and the perseverance to create meaningful change. if you find the lessons from salt and the stories we've shared today meaningful. Don't forget to take a moment to hit the subscribe button and become a part of the Buddhism and philosophy community. Every subscription, every share from you, is not just support, it's the inspiration that drives us to continue bringing you deeper, more valuable content. Tap the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. Our journey together doesn't end here. Together, we'll continue exploring more philosophies, valuable life lessons, and human values that can help make life more meaningful. We believe that with just one positive intention, one genuine action, and one open heart, you can create miraculous changes in your own life and the lives of those around you. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this journey. May you always find peace, happiness, and the best that life has to offer. We look forward to seeing you in the next videos here on Buddhism and philosophy.